Oh, hello. I'm Susan Smith, and we're here in West Milwaukee about to interview one of the most creative geniuses of our time. Of course, I'm talking about Lanier Burton. We'll get a tour of his West Milwaukee home and then also talk about his creative process. Really dig deep into the creative genius, the ethos, if you will, into who he is as a person. So join me on Inside Edition Milwaukee. Hello, I'm Susan Smith, and you're watching Up and Coming Artist Milwaukee Edition. Our special guest today has been active since 2012.
That's right.
With accolades ranging from music, film, animation, graphic design, and more recently, comic books. I'm talking, of course, of the world-renowned artist, Lanier Burton.
Thank you.
Lanier, so nice to meet you.
It's really nice to meet you too.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Well, yeah, I thought it was great to fly you guys out here with the very little comic book money that I've accumulated so far, which is about, you know what, let's just...
That's okay! Let's just get right into the meat.
Let's get into the meat
of the interview here. Okay, so Lanier, with the release of your newest comic installation, True Science Fiction #2, what can you tell us about its inception, the creative process?
Well, first thing I have to say is True Science Fiction 2 is a continuation from the first one, though I have a different artist, two different artists this time around, Ian Panina and Daria. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce her last name very well, but Daria, love you. But yeah, I wanted to do a different style for this, for the artwork on this one. I want to switch things up every issue from here on. And yeah, it delves deep into my character Olivia, as well as introduces a new character, well, new to a lot of folks out there, Man and Machine. And just want to keep innovating and doing new things and taking a risk and never staying complacent,
Sure. Now, what was your inspiration to creating a comic? Like, you're so diverse in your creative talents, music, film, animation. Yeah. What inspired you to become a comic book artist or a comic book creator?
I've always been really invested in the comic books and in the pages of these characters and things like that. So it was a no-brainer for me to finally give it a shot. So I wrote the original story of True Science Fiction. Excuse me. And I was just like, let me try to find an artist. And then I found Rhea Yu, and she helped illustrate the first one. And then there's Jay, who helped me create Olivia as well. So just from that experience, it moved on to Gimmie the Loot, which was my second comic, more of a comedic series. And yeah, I teamed up with Akio. And then from then on, we just been moving forward, adding new things and trying new things and just keeping it creative and innovative. Wonderful. For the independent artists out there. Of
course, yes. Now, for those who might not be quite familiar with your work, you've mentioned the character Olivia quite a few times. Could you give us a little brief character synopsis of who she is?
Oh man, how can you really describe the mistress of the dark arts of elsewhere? Olivia, you know what? They're gonna have to read it.
Of course. All right.
That's enough explanation for you.
All right. Now, what are your future plans that you have for your comic books?
Just expanding creatively, independently. I've always looked towards a lot of other indie creative artists. And I want to get on their level, maybe even surpass it one day.
Absolutely.
So, I'm just trying to build my own little Marvel, my own little DC, whatever. Just shooting for the stars.
Absolutely. That's very ambitious of you.
Yeah.
Now, Lanier, where can people find your work?
They can go on coolestdolo.com. That's COOLESDOLO.com. Or they can just go online, Webtoons, and type me in, True Science Fiction, Gimmie the Loot, all that good stuff, Or you can come to Milwaukee and see me.
Brilliant. Lanier, one of the questions I've been dying to ask you, since you're so creative across such a vast range of activities, music being one of them, I was told that there's a soundtrack that accompanies your comic book. Could you elaborate a little bit more about what it is, what inspired you to do that?
Well, if people know a little bit about me, I started off in music. I was a producer. I did music for a very long time, writing songs, producing songs, stuff like that. So I still carry that over to my comic book work today. And I like to make soundtracks to really illustrate the characters or events and stuff like that. So this one is called the True Science Fiction 2 EP. It's a 7-track, little soundtrack, all killer, no filler. And it just really illustrates different moods, and it's meant to be played in the background as you're reading the comics, like a companion piece. The artwork was done by a good friend of mine. His name's Mark. Really talented artist. Fucking iconic, I would like to say.
Yeah,
Really
I've seen it, and I can attest that it is indeed iconic.
Yeah, perhaps we'll flash it on the screen, and
There you are.
there you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, is this an instrumental background music, so like you could listen to it as you read the comic?
Yep. All instrumental.
Okay.
All just
Adds like another depth, a layer, if you will, to the experience.
yes, and you can even dance to it sometimes, like boom. But yeah, that's
Of course.
yes.
Yes. Now, you had a comic book signing recently here in Milwaukee. How did that go?
The turnout was really good. People were really nice and receptive to the work, and again, I couldn't have had it without the great people who've helped me create these comics, the artists behind them. All you guys, love you guys very much. And it was amazing just to have that connection to the people, and I've come from performing on stages, so now I just get to sit on my ass
Yes.
and just it's great. It's really great.
Wonderful. Well, that will do it for this little snippet of up-and-coming artist Milwaukee edition. Again, I'm Susan Smith. Thank you so much for tuning in.
And I'm Lanier Burton.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Buy my stuff and her stuff.